All right, welcome to another episode of War-Daddies. We're going to go over worlds lists because I think I hate myself a little and want to go through like 280 lists. And so does Dylan because he's doesn't know what to do
A
with his spare
nerd.
time. Yeah,
A
big
dirty, filthy
nerd.
nerd who loves this.
Yeah. Um, One of the cool things that was made is this AOS events website. Ooh, there's a dark mode. Oh, this site just became better. Who runs this again?
Gareth does most of the TOing for the biggest events.
Okay, and he made this website,
Yep,
or
it's been up for a while. He tracks almost everything. Probably one of the better tracking websites for data and just raw numbers for almost anything you could ever come up with.
yeah, it's a cool site. It's fun, and it tells us what our most popular armies are. And
hmm
I can't say I'm surprised that Lumineth and Sylvaneth are the two most popular armies, or that
Yeah,
Doc's up
crazy,
there.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like new books are good. Ogres
Who
being one
could
of the
have
more popular
foreseen?
ones. I mean, it is a
So that
strong
one,
index.
um, yeah, we'll talk more about it. I'm not remotely surprised about that, but a lot of others seem to be. Um, I think the army's kind of freaking cracked right now, especially with the way that everyone built theirs as a. We'll get into it a little bit as we get there, but not remotely surprised.
And then, yeah, we got Gorn, Zinch, Nurgle, Soulblight, a lot of the big numbers for armies.
hmm
Stormcast. I'm actually surprised there's only 13 Stormcasts. Um,
Uh, I'm
but
less surprised about that one. Stormcast is really carried by the strength of its war scrolls, and if we look over at the most popular armies, they're more carried by the strength of their battle traits, by their abilities. Stormcast is really good at what it does, but is very one-dimensional in a lot of ways.
yeah, I won't disagree. And then poor Gits and Slaanesh, Hellsmiths and Cruel
I mean,
Boys.
Hellsmiths are vastly more represented here than I would have expected them to be. That's kind of nice to see.
With
There's only a few
with
armies
one?
that are completely not. Yep, but way more than I would have thought would be here.
So what armies are we
Cruel
missing?
Boys, I think, is a little low. Um, just
I
looking.
don't see KO. No,
KO.
there's KO. I
Oh, I
missed
could have
it.
swore I saw one. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
KO.
there's a couple KO.
Um, there's a few. Seraphon's also a little overrepresented, I think. Saab extremely overrepresented. I think that's a trash army, even in a team's comp where you can kind of get some better matchups. We'll see how those end up doing. Gets there's one cute trick that they've been running. I think that's what this list is doing. We'll get to it pretty quick because they're in Australia, so they're the first team we'll be looking at. But I'm kind of surprised how few Slaanesh there are. Slaanesh is really, really good at answering specifically Doc and Ogres.
Yeah, I'm a little
Kind of
surprised by
okay
that
into some of the other stuff.
because Slanesh seems like one of those team armies that being able to match it into
Mm-hmm.
its strengths, it's just power on power usually.
Usually, yeah. I mean, it's not terribly great into a lot of other stuff, so I'm not all that surprised that it's low. It's just a little lower than I would have thought. Skaven is another weird one. I think it's just a trash army. There's a couple cute things you can do, but most of the cute things it can do, other armies can do better. Ironjaws, it's nice to see them getting a little more popular. They're kind of doing it,
Stand on
they're
circle
kind of
things.
doing just a million wounds. We hit really hard. We're gonna stand there and just punch you in the face. Nurgle, I think people are crazy thinking Nurgle's this good that there's 14 players playing, 14 teams bringing it. We'll see how they end up doing. I think they get countered by too many things, even for a teams format. to really be worth looking at. OBR is a little
I
low. I
mean,
would have expected more of them. Same with Feck.
any Sylvaneth army just the hard counters Nurgle, doesn't it? Or
Uh,
Song just
to an
ward
extent,
off.
yeah.
They got a
To an
stupid
extent, yeah.
amount of heat.
I mean, Sylvaneth hard counters a lot of things. There's a reason there's 25 freaking teams bringing it. I think out of 28,
8.
2, 4,
Yeah.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yeah, 28 teams. So out of 28 teams, only 3 decided not to bring Sylvaneth or Ideneth, Lumineth. It's not surprising. They just match so well into the rest of the entire meta right now, particularly since Worlds is being done under the current battle scroll that just happened about a month ago.
Yep. Which means
Um,
no new cities.
no new cities. It also they are doing their own facts and erratas. Doc is this high, and most of the lists are going to look almost identical because Marathi is incredibly good with the FAQ that they're rocking. I honestly would have expected even more Doc players, but we'll see how this ends up doing. I think a decent number of teams just couldn't get it put together in time.
So, got some drops. One person out of all these players is a 1 drop. And the vast
Yep,
majority is
a
just
Slaves to Darkness
2,
player out of
3.
China. So we'll see how that does. I think I
Yeah.
can guess what that list is from what army it
This
is.
is just a couple heroes. Or it's probably
I
Warlord.
think it's Archaon. I think it's
Hmm,
Archaon,
okay.
if I remember. A
So,
million 2 drops because determining priority is very important in certain team compositions and particularly in certain what do you call it? In certain matchups. This being 2 drop can swing certain matchups, especially if you click on that, you'll. Oh, do they not have it on this one? Oh, I guess he got it up. I think that parts of this website used to show battle tactics taken as well. We'll see a lot of these 2 drops having things that really, really encourage you to what's the word to build early leads to score points as fast as possible, or you're going to get a bunch of aggro armies meant to just punch the opponent as hard as they can and take them out of contention. That's why you see a whole lot of 2 drops here. It's more emphasized than in like a singles format might be.
yeah.
You also see a whole bunch of 4 and 5 drop. Again, trying to take advantage of the other side of that aspect.
Yeah.
As I look
I
through it,
like
all of the Lumineth and Sylvaneth are 4 and 5 drop.
of course. As
I
it
think
should be.
almost every one of them. But we can probably start just diving straight in. excuse me, to the lists.
Yep. All right. I'm just going to say this right off the bat. I will probably get so many people's names wrong. It's going to happen. I'm from the Midwest of America. Reading is not a strong suit here. I am lucky I know how to use a mouse and a keyboard. So, well, let's get into this. We got Australia first, like you said. Mitch Bug, Ogre Maw Tribes. He's got Butcher, Gluttons, Scrap Launcher, Iron Guts, Slaughtermaster,
uh,
another Scrap
you got the
Launcher,
screen
and
share
Iron
up,
Guts.
or do you need me to toss it up there?
I think I have it up. Can you not see it?
It's not showing, yeah.
Oh. Why is it not doing that? It says it's sharing, but
Odd.
it was
Let me
working just a
share.
little bit ago.
Yeah. Let me share and then see if that's working. If it's too grainy, we'll try yours again. How's that look?
I mean,
Pretty awful.
on my end, it's awful. I'll just try and stop sharing and reshare. See, this is what I say. I'm bad at tech. All right. Can you see it now? Is it
Um,
working?
I do
Yes.
not see it on my side.
Do not see it on yours. I see it in the on the panel. Oh, lost Dylan. Can you see it now?
Ick.
Oh,
All
all
right,
right.
so
Technology's been fixed. So iron guts, gluttons,
so this is
more.
yeah, this is a style of ogre that the style of ogre that I'm that's got me saying that ogres are obscenely broken and disgusting. Um, this is 2 units of reinforced iron guts and a reinforced glutton and an iron blaster and some scrap launchers for control, and you got your classic butcher and slaughtermaster. A whole lot of ogre lists are going to start looking like this once people buy and paint 16 iron guts. It's an obscene amount of punch. If they do their sequencing correctly, then it's also incredibly durable, even beyond just the 1.5 million wounds. Those scrap launchers are super annoying at taking away some charge dice. Iron Blaster just hits you real hard, so you can't even hang out in the backfield. Once you start charging into it, then the Maul Pit starts doing just buckets of mortal wounds to you every turn. This is a very, very good attacker and DPS check kind of a list. A whole lot of teams are going to have something that looks very similar or identical to this.
All right. So we'll move on because we got a lot of lists to go through.
Just a few.
Jacob Strachan, Slaves to Darkness. I'm not going to read list names. We do not have the time for that. This is Legion of the First Prince. I'm excited already.
Yep.
Bellator,
First Prince is
blood letters. Oh my god, that's a lot of blood letters.
yep, just a casual 60.
Yeah, some blood crushers, flamers, plague bearers. So lots of crit mortals. The
Uh-huh.
blood letters are tar pits. Blood crushers, they can really get into your line and just tie you up, can't they?
So that's more the what you call them.
The 2-up one that's not
It's more the scourgy ones that'll do that.
scourge ones. Okay, so these are just the
Yeah,
normal ones.
these are normal ones. I mean, it's just 15 wounds on a 4-up save. The thing is that First Prince, as long as Bellacor's alive, and he's usually going to be alive because there's one infinity of dudes in the way, is just going to continually. Imagine that this list has just 50% more wounds, in addition to however many bloodletters are going to stand up because they're going to just grind forever in combat. This is the kind of thing that ogres are meant to answer. Those armies with just obscene DPS, Doc, ogres, anything like that. You match this into anything that doesn't have a good DPS check, or that is built around a single locus that Be'lakor can turn off. It's going to have a really bad time trying to score anything. This just makes things miserable to score against. With Wrathful and Attuned, what he's basically going to do is park in the center, score 1,000,000 points, and force you to take a double at some point into him.
Yep, and on that double, he's going to attempt strikes first with bloodletters and Be'lakor.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's going to blunt your double really badly. He's just going to continue scoring over and over and over. And he's going to resummon everything that dies. So it's one of those lists that's just going to score very well into a whole lot of things. Matchups are going to be dependent on how well this thing does.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
The kids think they're having to do band camp in the living room. So people will have to listen to teenagers try and learn how to play guitar. I can't stop them.
Perfect.
And I don't want to stop kids learning music.
Good background.
Jasper Rowley, Lumineth, the big bad.
Yep,
So
this is disgusting.
Severith, the twins, the light, um, Riverblades, Caligrave, Callus and Toll. Oh god,
This is a really,
this
really
is like
weird
just a whole
list.
bunch of heroes for the most part.
That's what a lot of Lumineth is starting to go to, is just Hero Hammer. So basically, the trick with this, the Riverblades are going to drop Light of Eltharion in your grill. He's going to just be an absolute menace to anything that can't turn off wards. He's going to be assassinating your important heroes, scoring Master of the Path real freaking early. And then the rest of this is designed to make Restless Energy an incredibly easy scoring path. So he's trying to never give you a straight fight. He's trying for you will never fight him on his turn, kind of an idea. Um, yeah, this is just vile.
Yeah, and Callus and Toll will not die unless you can turn their wards off.
Yeah, they're gonna just do their Callus and Toll stuff. Yeah, this is it's just gross. If you don't have the right kind of list or the right kind of play, this is gonna pick you apart, and it's gonna be absolutely miserable.
All right, so Tom Rands, he's got your babies right here. You can start talking about Soulbite.
Yeah, he's got a couple interesting choices. We're going to see this a lot as we go with Barrow Knights starting to get popular again now that they've dropped just crazy amounts of points. Manfred is just great at everything. We've talked about him a million times. Scouting with Attuned is a very interesting choice here, particularly with an army that doesn't have retreat and charge. Um, the general game plan, as you can tell from just the million skeletons he's throwing all over the place, is he's trying to make unfair fights. He's trying to get you committed into his tar pits. He's going to then retreat them and just charge into you with 40 barrel guard on bonus attacks, fight twice, all the good stuff. He has the firepower to go fisticuffs with most things, not everything, but quite a bit. And he's got the scoring pieces that if you can't go fisticuffs with him, or he wins those fucking those main engagements he's looking for, then he's going to run away with the points. Um, Not quite sure Lash of the Sire's totally needed here, but there's not a whole lot else he could have spent the money on anyway, so it's fine. Very strong list.
All right, up to Zach Ruckman. Um,
Yeah.
Sylvaneth. It's got Alariel. Twist Will. Oh my god. How many Twist Wills does this guy have?
5.
Ugh. Durthu, War Song, Revenant. So Drycha it's the new one. It's not the soggy
Mm-hmm.
one. So they're
The
gonna make
infinitely scarier one.
they're gonna make your terrain near you overgrown, and then she's just gonna pop out of it and say hi.
Yep, and then she's gonna zip the hell out of there before you get to do anything about it. Or Durthu's gonna do that and beat the piss out of you. Lariel's gonna just stand things back up.
Not
I
just
think
her.
I think the way that they're running it is as intended, where she's able to stand herself back up even while dead.
Yeah,
Twistweld are
they
just
make your movement like a maximum of 6 if they do damage, right?
yeah, they do weird crap to you. The better feature they have is just a million wounds. They're just ridiculously points efficient for their wounds. So they're there to control the board, while Alariel is running around doing nonsense. They're
Yeah,
also there to score scouting because why not do double duty at the same time?
yeah, and they
This is
are
Monster Mash, but with friends.
because the monsters are still cheap, and
Yup.
Durthu is still
Oh,
very
hey,
hard.
it's this list.
All right, James Panak, City. No wait,
Well, no, he's
this is Elf Warlords. Why does that say City?
City Walk.
Oh, it's 5 Bloodthirsters.
Yep, it's that list. This is again a great teams list. It's a good singles list too. In teams, it's even better because you can match this into something that cares about healing a whole lot, and something that doesn't want to have 5 Bloodthirsters in its face. He didn't take Scarbrand, so he's slightly slower than most of the other builds that have this, but he's still 5 Bloodthirsters that are going to be coming back.
Yeah.
This is going to just run certain things over. As long as the pairings work out well, this is going to score them a crap ton of points. I want to highlight the incredible excellence of putting the Kron Spine here when they can't cast it.
It's a power move.
Power move. The one and only Gits player, and yep, he's doing the one cute list that they have.
So Stewart, McCowan, um, Gitz, Scragrok, Gobapalooza, Fanatics, Loon Boss, Shootas, lots of Shootas,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fellwaters, Drogs, Spore Splat, Nurglings.
Yep. So basically, what this does
Explain.
is it's asking you if you can do infinity damage, probably twice because of the Loon Shrine, and can you deal with out of phase nonsense for when you do that move, that a million damage, and you kill all the goblins and you feel happy. Some Nurglings are just going to show up and lock you in place. So this is meant to waste your time. I think this is going to do terribly, if I'm being for real, because a lot of things answer this specific problem that it's trying to present. Um, I don't think this is really the way. We'll see how he does. Stewart's not a bad player. Um, I just don't think that even with a favorable battle tactic path with Attuned and Master, that it's really going to do what it wants to do. I think plenty of things pass this kind of a DPS check right now, and a whole lot more things just ignore the cute things it's trying to do.
I believe in Stewart.
I do like seeing the Nurglings. I think that's a criminally underrated regiment.
Jordan Rees,
Yep,
Doc.
this is a archetype we're going to see a ton of.
So why don't you give us like the deep dive and the quick set we're going to do on this one because we're probably seeing this one a lot.
About 70 times, yeah. They're all very slight variations off of this. Other than Team USA's, theirs is weirder. So there's only two subfactions worth looking
USA.
at for Doc. Fervent Ritualists, the one he's got. This makes your army ridiculously durable. If you are contesting an objective at the end of every turn, snakes are going to get a model back, and anything that isn't a snake is going to get D3 models back. So you basically turn into death. You already have lost. I don't know if anyone's played Doc yet. They've lost the glass part of Glass Cannon, particularly playing the style he's playing right here, which is very similar to my list. His battle tactics, I think these are terrible for this list, but the general game plan, Marathi is going to do Marathi things. She's just going to beat the crap out of stuff. She's going to farm ritual points for you. She's going to get your buffs going. She's eventually going to die, hopefully after you get 2 rituals. You're going to get your third one, and then Little Marathi is going to stand back up the Shadow Queen in combat, cast fight immediately on it, and she's going to just beat the tar out of something. She is a super late game kind of a piece. You need to do a ton of damage leading into that late game. To do that, you have 10 Blood Sisters, the melee snakes, who are just obscene and are going to get hit with a ridiculous amount of points in the not too distant future. They're going to have Witch Brew on them, which means that they're good ethereal. So they're a 4-up save essentially always because the Slaughter Queen is putting out a +1 save bubble. Always. They're going to have a 5-up ward anytime you charge them or anybody else because the Hag Queen is handing that out. The Sisters of Slaughter are usually, if you don't charge them, and most good players are not going to, they're going to countercharge your favorite murdery unit, and they're going to put -1 to hit and wound on that unit, and blunt your damage even further. Little Marathi is going to cast out the Heart and make your basically everything you're trying to hit -1 to wound. The layers of defensive buffs that this thing can get is kind of insane. Those Canary, the Heart Renders, are going to be moving every time they shoot 2d6. That works on covering fire too. So these stupid little idiots in an army that has a very easy to answer prayer of +10 OC are going to be stealing objectives by just shooting at you and doing like 1 or 2 damage. Those life takers, they're reinforced. This is an interesting thing some people are starting to try with Doc. There's been a couple 5.0s with it. I think it's just a cute trick that kind of isn't great. In teams, it's much better. They have an ability to nope out of combat instead of fighting. So it's real similar to the
Chaos
Death
Fury.
Riders and OBR. Same with the Chaos Furies, except it's not a pre-combat ability. It happens instead of a fight. Now, the trick with this, we've got 10 of them, so there are 20 wounds in there. You do that little thing off the charge, right? You splash some mortal wounds because the ability does that as well. 10 life takers are then in a nice prime position. If you have put fight twice on them, you're going to use all of this to splash mortals around, get position nice and good, and then you're going to take their second fight, pile into an important hero, which is why he has Master the Paths. That's what these 10 idiots' job is, to go murder something, stand next to a place of power, and get a ritual point on top of that. So, again, it's cute. It's a trick that does work. I think that you can spend 200 points better. The Sisters of Slaughter, again, are. I think they have diminishing returns into better players. They're really just a countercharge tax for you. Marathi is insanely strong. This will still do well. I think it could do better if it took the cute crap out of here and just had 20 snakes instead.
Also known, prove Dillon wrong.
I mean, yeah, plenty of people do better or do good stuff with other versions of everything I say. These are all my hot takes, firing from the hip.
Which,
But Doc is going to
for
be
people who don't know, that's a
generally
Texas.
in the. Doc is generally going to be especially in this style of build, a main attacker. So this is meant to really dunk on the opponent. This is supposed to get a crap ton of points.
So this into LRL, which is winning?
Flip
Or is
a
that
coin.
going to come down to player expression and skill?
Player expression and dice. Like they both have the tools to deal with each other.
Got it. All right. We're going to Austria next. This is
Yeah.
probably where I start getting names wrong. Vincent Postel? Soulblight. I'm going to let Dillon talk again.
So this is another of those that we're seeing the rise of the Barrow Knight. I'm not such a fan of this version, especially with having attuned. I see what he's trying to do. I don't think it's necessarily going to work, particularly because we have the glaring issue of the Revenant Draconith here being 190 point tax for essentially little to no gain. We have 510 points.
Didn't we talk about like that unit just being really bad and like skeletons just potentially being better than it?
Substantially. I would rather a 20 brick of skeletons here, particularly because he already brought the freaking White King. But anyway, the Barrow Knights are good as a tar pit. You're going to ram them into something and they're going to stand there forever. Fellbats are good with Manfred for just being incredibly annoying and tying crap up. I think if this is me, I would trade both Fellbats for 1 unit of Direwolves. Use those points for, I don't know, something else. Immortal Ego on the Skeletal Steed, on the White Lord is okay. It makes him a little more durable. Amulet's nice because well, he doesn't even have Scouting. It makes Restless a little bit easier towards the late game. There's a lot of things in this list that are like going in competing directions. The White King is moderately useful here. He's basically just here to give the Barrow Guard a +1 to hit and a chain fight. Rad with the Kosargi is always a good combo. They're never a bad thing to have. There's a lot of things in this list I'm very dubious about. Vincent, if he is who I think he is, looking at the thing, he is not. So I don't know how he is. I'm assuming if he's going to Worlds, he's pretty decent. He might have some craziness out there, but I am not a believer in how this is built.
I listen to Dylan on Soulblight stuff because I'm just painting them and I don't know shit. Sylvaneth, Bernhard Horner,
Yeah.
Rove Guardian. Oh my god, it's a bunch of twist wields again.
Yep, you're
There's
starting to see a theme.
yeah. Drycha and Spite Revenants. I know what Spite Revenants do. They do crit mortals. They teleport. They are
Yeah,
stupid cheap for what they do. Like
incredibly.
why are they
Um,
so cheap? They I
yeah.
love it. I have 30 on my shelf and I love them because they teleport. They're what tree revs used to be, but now they're better because they're cheaper. So
We
teleport,
got
reduce your
master and
movement.
scouting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Drycha's gonna pop out of a tree. She's gonna bonk you on the head. And it's an efficient list.
yeah. It's a
Oh,
super
I
efficient
missed
list. It's
Alariel. How did I
also
miss Alariel in this?
I don't know. I was looking at her at the first thing. That's the big distraction
I
piece.
missed.
While you have to deal with her,
I saw.
and you're probably going to
Yeah,
fail to kill her, so she's going to heal 2d6 every turn.
which
You're
means
getting outscored. Is the idea here with master and scouting?
yeah,
She and Drycha are there to kill heroes and be really annoying, while all of these other idiots score the crap out of it. This is a very high score list. There's not a ton that really counters what's going on here either. So if you can deal with Alariel and then deal with all the twist weld running around, then sick. You'll have a good time. It's going to be very hard to stop this from scoring well. This is like a minimum 50, 60 point a game kind of a list.
yep. Lars. I'm not
Yep,
even
good luck
gonna
with that
attempt.
one.
Um, um. So we got OBR. We got Arc in the Black,
Yep.
Mortis Reapers, the Cohort, Death Riders. This is kind of what I've been seeing a lot of the OBR lists just in singles is your like
Mm-hmm.
Death Riders are scoring your scouting and the Liege is doing the cute little like out of
Yeah.
phase moving stuff and then you just kind of have
Yeah.
your brick in the middle.
So there's some
Um,
interesting decisions here. Arkin, always great. He's an incredibly good tool, like beyond just being a good wizard. He has one of the craziest comeback potential mechanics in the game with Curse of Years and how that can just delete any problem that you've got, barring a few, obviously. We only have one
okay,
unit
what
of
is Curse of
freaking
Yours?
Reapers
It's
and
like
Cohort. So,
explain
Curse
Curse
of
of Yours.
Years, you roll 10 dice against a target. Doesn't matter what the target is. I think it's only 12-inch range, but it's a spell. You roll 10 dice. If you get sixes, those turn into points. You then take those sixes and you roll them again. If they're fives, they turn into points. Then fours, then threes, then twos. If you get up to 8 of those points, you automatically kill whatever it is you just did the spell into. Doesn't matter anything at all unless it's got a Mega Gargant protection against auto death. If you don't make it to 8, then all of the points that you get are just straight mortals. So it has ridiculous comeback potential. OBR is fantastic as a counter pick into a lot of the problems that we're going to see in the meta, moving forward. You've got attuned and scouting because the Death Riders open that up incredibly well. The army has retreat and charge on demand. So you could even charge back in and continue doing stuff. He's got only 3 Death Riders and 2 Lieges. I'm not a fan of that. I think 4 is the sweet spot. 5 is probably a little bit too much invested into one piece, but it's still good. Immortus are terrible, and this just is no. Those should just be either another horse or better, another unit of Reapers and another unit of Cohort, because he's got the points for it. Cohort are one of the most insanely disruptive little pieces in the whole game. Reapers are just crazy good at scoring, and they're so nice as little hero assassins. The Brick of Triaxes is always good, but he's missing the incredibly important Foot Liege, which means that if they get tied up, they're just useless. Mortet Guard, I think, are overrated. They're a nice little babysitter for Arkin or the Immortus, but no one's charging into that because you're just not going to kill it. They're so not killy, the Immortus, now that you can usually just have random chaff tie them up and ignore them to death, and then they lose their ability to do their awesome ability. Imperious Will with the Death Riders is the trick OBR is going to do to just shit mortal wounds all over the place. Amulet of Gnosis is okay. Not taking mortals on retreat and charge is good. I don't think that you terribly need this. He's got 2 lieges, so he's got good redundancy, but Imperious Will, if that goes away, then the damage output of this list just falls away really fast. Overall, it's a very good scoring list. It's another of those that's very hard to table, unless you throw it into something like Doc. Then it's going to have a terrible time.
All right, so we'll go to Benjamin. I can't pronounce that.
Yet another Luminev.
But I know that's wrong.
So this is one of the rare, lovely human. Oh nope, there's the light. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything good about him anymore. It's a 2-drop. Very different list. What'd you say?
I didn't really say anything. Yeah, very different. It's got Dawn Riders. They're very fast.
Mm-hmm. Stupid fast.
He still has the River Blades. He's going to be able to deliver his light
Eltharion anywhere he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Worse, he's got Lyrior with 20 Dawn Riders. The trick here is Lyrior casts his spell. He now has fight first. He dogpiles into something. He's got the subfaction that lets them do their old double activations. Lyrior, as long as there's no other fight first on the table, is going to drag something up to fight with him. So probably it's going to be, the Light. So Light and Lyrior are going to fight. And then all 20 of those Dawn Riders who also made it into you and have crit mortals are going to also fight. So you're going to get hit 4 times before you get to do anything about that if you don't have any other fights firsts on the table. This is meant to... You've got Intercept and Restless, right? That tells you the game plan right there. This is the thing that is going to just straightforward fight you and try to just table you off the board. While the Light is doing his nonsense.
And they've got the delivery method to do it.
Yes. Yeah, this will be in your face pretty quick, and it's got the speed to almost always have an advantage in that and close whenever it feels like.
All right, Manual Schloper. It's Doc. It's
Yep.
Almost.
It's Doc. It's got the other. There's some differences here.
Which else?
So it's got the other subfaction worth talking about in Doc. Coven of Blood means that Big Marathi and that Cauldron and everything that flies, the whole army can be invisible outside of 9 of opponents. That's incredibly big for the Shadow Queen. Now, you're going to see a lot of teams' lists not bother with it because they're going to match it into something that doesn't care. I think it's still a good choice. Ritualist is probably a little bit better into more things. This Coven of Blood tends to take away any bad matchups you could have, as long as you're on the right map. Again, we see Master of the Paths and Intercept.
This just screams like, hey, we're wanting to match into KO and turn a bad matchup into a really good matchup now.
Exactly. That can swing a lot of things. What I found the most is it swings the Tzeentch matchup, which again a lot of teams are bringing. It makes Tzeentch, which is usually very good into a melee charge kind of army, kind of terrible. Or really more of a swingy matchup. We've got Master and Intercept, so again, the game plan is pretty straightforward. She's going to run into you and just murder stuff. Witch Elves, I think, are kind of terrible. I'm kind of sad to see them here. The rest of the list is pretty solid. Hand of Cain is just, we didn't talk about it on the last one. It's a funny one. I don't think it's the good choice. They have so what Hand of Cain does, you're going to, with that hero, if it's ever in combat with a enemy hero, you roll 2d6. If it's above the wounds characteristic, that thing's just dead immediately. So it can be quite good. The problem is that usually, unless they're standing in the right place, that's not going to proc the blood rights that the army needs. And they have a command trait that just lets redeploys be a 4-up, always, which is, in my opinion, probably a little better. Um, the Shadow Stalkers and one unit of these Canary are going to be just throwaway things. You park them on an objective near the opponents that they have to go kill. You get free blood rights. This thing is trying to get the Marathi resummon, same as we talked about before.
Gross.
Very.
Dominic, Nurgle. They got Attuned,
Yep.
Wrathful, Glotkin, Lord of Plagues, Pox, Wretches, Rot Swords, Sloven Knights, the Sistwitch, Plague Bearers, Rotbringer, Sorcerer, Blowweb.
Yeah. So I think there's about 360 points here that could have just been more infantry, and this would have been better. Blowab's okay. He's not bad. He's overpriced for what he brings you. The Rotbringer is just bad. Whatever. I would rather. What this could have been was a. How many points he got? With a little bit of
Blow
rewriting, this could have been
more of a
a
Plague
either more plague bearers. Probably not lean into them. This could have been a with a little bit of fine tuning on the rest of the list. This could have just been Pestigors and their little shaman nerd, which I think will just do infinitely better. However, the Glotkin is utterly terrifying. He will punch the crap out of anything. If you ever make the mistake of not charging him, he's countercharging the whole ass army. He's basically forcing you to always be in combat with him. Rot Swords will have up to 4 attacks. They're going to do some nonsense. They just do that kind of crap. Slaven Knights are going to always make you fight last, basically, into those Rot Swords, so they're going to get their value. It's okay. I don't think it's terribly great. Taliband is a good skill check on, and it's really good into maps where they don't have a lot of room to deploy correctly. This is just going to be super matchup dependent. You got Attune, so obviously the game plan is turn one, run into the fucking center of the map. Wrathful is, I hope that the opponent doubles me. I don't like matching it with Attuned, particularly with an army that doesn't really have recursion. This is a gamble. I don't think it's going to pay off.
All right, so on to Alexander Sluka, Ogres,
Interesting. With the
um,
monster trucks this time.
monster trucks. These are also really, really fast, and they hit really hard, and they kind of just Tokyo drift around everything.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
odd. Okay. So we've got Restless and Wrathful. Wrathful, the only reason I can see Wrathful here is that you have the speed and the poke with these scrap launchers and Iron Blaster to really just hang back, build up those prayers that are utterly vital for this army. They need to have those prayers on the right terrain and hope that they don't roll a 1 at the wrong time. So they can kind of hang back and play the mid to late game. Wrathful, you can kind of finagle it to where you get that late game without getting doubled. I hate this. I think this is not going to do what they're hoping it can do. If it ever gets its go turn into the right thing, it's going to do just a crap ton of mortal wounds. Those scrap launchers are, again, pretty decent control. They're chip damage. The Iron Blaster is good damage. Everything else here, it's only 5 monster trucks.
It's
Mm,
it's very squishy.
extremely. Anything fast, if this ever gets paired into like a dock, Lumineth, anything zippy, it's just going to have a miserable day.
All right, Benedict Rich, Stormcast, um, Lord Imperatant, Intercept Recover Master. Okay. Gardas Imperatant, Meteor, Hammers, Soul Sworn. They're going to drop and they're going to hit you really, 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 really hard.
Hopefully, they're going to drop and hit you hard. They're probably going to do too many mortals to one thing, and the other thing is going to redeploy. And then they're going to stand there with 4-inch movement. I've not been a believer in this ever. This edition, I've never been a believer in it. Um, the sub faction is a sleeper. I do believe in that. It can do some neat stuff. I think this is not gonna do well. This is not what I think a good Stormcast is going to look like right now. It's a very, very gambler heavy Stormcast, so it's a volatile matchup. It's one that has to be approached correctly on the opposing side, especially at the pairings, because this can just randomly swing stupidly high. But this is so risky to play.
Yeah. All right. On to Belgium. Uh,
Oh,
Spiros.
Spyros, okay.
I'm not even going
Oh,
to
hey,
take
look
too.
at that.
It's Doc.
Yep. So
Um,
his take on it is a little more like more of the Europeans have been trying this. Again, Wrathful's terrible. I get rid of that, and this immediately becomes a lot more appealing. He's got Coven again to make everything invisible. He's primarily going to have that because he's got Marathi and Crethusa in the same list. This makes Marathi obscene with the additional movement. She's going to get into whatever she feels like. Instead of bringing the bathtubs, we've got Crethusa, so you're going to get the super prayer onto whatever you feel like. Blood hags are going to rapidly make your blood rights table just insane. 1 unit of each kind of Canara again. The Hag Queen on foot. This is something that people have been doing. I think it's just bad. Some people have had success with it. Her trick is that she just wraps up freaking prayer points pretty quick. I don't think you need that when you have Crethusa, especially soggy Crethusa, who's getting obscene amounts of prayer points. Um, she makes those blood hags just absolutely silly. I just, yeah. There's a couple things here I would spend points differently.
strong list, though.
I mean, it's Doc. It's going to do well, but there's some dissonance points that I'm not a fan of.
Sev. Um,
Oh, hey, look.
Stormcast. We got Long Strikes, Bastion, Reclusions, Prosecutors, Soggy Iridan, the Night Relector, Soulsworn Vigilers. They're going to shoot you. They're going to hit you really hard with the Reclusions. Iridan will jump up and down. They'll try and strip your ward, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
teleport when you're not expecting it.
Yeah,
It's
this is another of those lists that never wants to fight fair for any reason.
and they're going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to be all over the place. The only things that are really going to stand there that'll probably ever be punchable is going to be Bastion, the Soulsworn, and the Reclusions. We've got Wrathful and Scouting with 3 drops. The wounds are fairly low. The mobility is extremely high. He's trying to do the same thing Stormcast's been doing all edition. Just pick unfair fights and use mobility and get the hell around the map.
Mikey Bond.
Hmm.
Corn.
Oh, this is interesting.
Um, this is a Bloodthirster, the Wrath, Bloodletters, Skull Crushers,
Mm-hmm.
and the Hellsmiths of Hashut. So all the bodies, and they can still shoot you.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is one of the few places I like Wrathful because it's low drop. You can usually dictate turn order, which means you can kind of favorably set up that double. The best part of the Hashut book is this ROR. It's especially for a melee centric army like Khorne that very much wants you to commit into it on its terms. This makes you have to deal with it if you are not just very, very savvy with obscuring, or if you brought the wrong, if they match this well into the right kind of thing that has a bunch of flyers or stuff that can't hide from that. Um, Bloodletters in regular Khorne are good. They're not quite as good as the Legion of the First Prince ones for that kind of a game plan, but they're still good, and there's still a lot of them. This has really good control, very good at just picking you apart if you don't if you're not able to commit your entire army into it, kind of thing.
I like it. Ma-
Hmm.
Max
This
Maxim.
is. Hmm.
We're back to Nurgle, Rodigus, Plague Drones, Plague Bears, Plague Bears, Great and Clean One. This is like a Hero Hammer version of Nurgle.
Yep. Big hero hammer. So I've seen this kind of thing pop up a couple times. I think Nurgle's strength is in its pure wounds density and ridiculous infantry. I think that especially having two big fat heroes and then a medium hero and then three small heroes, I think you're wasting a ton of points. Attuned here, I think is terrible. With the tools that he brought, having two things able to retreat and then having two things able to charge on a low mobility army like this, he's only really got two mobile pieces, is kind of bad. Morbid with the amount of cast he has is good. I like that. That's a little bit better control pieces that he's got. Taliban again, you're trying to make the opponent spread out and make it a little bit more unfavorable of a fight for them. The Godmark Ascendant is the best part of this list, other than Rodigus, obviously. He just hard answers certain armies, but it's his teams. They're not going to pair him into that unless they're really confident. The Godmark Ascendant with the Avalanche, with the Rustfang, is an absolute terror. He's a really good little piece to run around, but they don't even. They don't have like Master for him to be hero sniping. They don't have Intercept for him to be just flying around sniping intercept targets. Maybe Maxence knows something I don't. I think this is not how you Nurgle.
Van. Yeah, Van. I'm already tired. We're into Sylvaneth. Another different Sylvaneth list. We've got Scythes, we've got Swords, we've got Spite Rider Lancers. They're still twist willed. I hate it. There's twist willed.
Only
There's
one.
no there's no Alariel. There's
Mm-hmm.
Revenants and Drycha. So
It's a
very
little
fast,
more, a little more
durable.
fair of a match. Yeah, a little more durable, a little more fair. Not everything. I mean, a lot of it, but not everything that they fight you with is going to disappear before you can whack it. Taking scouting with only 6 units, with only 6 scout units, it's a little risky. It's got good control everywhere still. Kurnoth are still just fantastic, especially the scythes. The war
Oh, yeah.
song is a staple. You can't leave home without it. The Spite Riders are slept on. I think a lot of people
Are
got
those the
happy
ones
with
that
Monster Mash.
take attacks away?
They're the super fast bugs. Their best feature is that they have high wounds, are stupidly quick, so they can power through, and whatever else you commit into the fight is able to just zip out the Sylvaneth way. That's been their best feature in the games I've seen and had with them.
Okay, so it's not the ones that lower attacks. It's the other
I
ones.
honestly don't remember. There's two kinds of bugs. One of them does that. One of them is just annoying.
Um,
3-drop.
you
Not the
can
biggest
you can
fan of
say
that, but I would like this a little bit better if he had squeezed it into two, but he'd be missing a couple other pieces then.
not even going to attempt his name.
Oh, Rigole. So I know I've seen that name. He has been a terror around in Europe for a while. Hey, look, it's that same list that we saw earlier. He has Restless and Intercept. He has Maulpath Menaces. That means that the charge phase becomes very scary for the opponent. Kronspine is bad, but whatever. It's an extra guy. Um,
It's
yeah,
going to
this
hit
is
you
the
really
same
hard.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to
the
hit hard.
exact same thing. It's going to
Oh
run
my.
over a lot of things. Paul damn Lumia. Oh,
Um,
good, Lumineth.
we're back to Lumineth.
Hey, look, it's 5 drops again.
Cool. Um,
Yep, this is the Dawn Riders thing again, with a little bit of a
Dawn Riders
twist.
with more heroes.
More heroes, less Dawn Rider. We don't have the easiest delivery mechanisms for the
Well, they got
Eltharion.
Severus.
They got Severith and they got the twins, which are both they're decent at it. I don't like Severith being my primary delivery mechanism just because he's a little susceptible.
It
However,
also
we got
got
the Dawn Riders there, so if we ever need it,
yeah. They're
he's again going to fight you with 4 things before you fight him, and half of those things are then going to nope out of there.
all right.
Oh, our first siege.
Antoine Zinch. Mutants and
Ugh.
Mad Things.
Oh, I hate it.
Kairos. Flamers. Sangor on discs. Uh, I hate this.
This is politely asking you to never fight it correctly or fairly.
Why do they
Intercept
have
is a
3
weird one.
spawns?
Because it with mutants and mad things, it lets you do some truly ridiculous uppy downy and shift around things. This basically just wants you to never ever fight it fairly. If you're not very good at using what you call obscuring, and you're not super fast, and you don't have retreat and charge on a lot of stuff, you're gonna kill like 57 spawn and do very little else to this list while it just runs around and scores. I am not at all a believer in scouting with this list. I think that's really greedy. That part can fall apart pretty quick. Everything else, extremely good.
All right. On to Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Theodore. We've got Vortex, skeletons, Vargeists, more Vargeists, Vampire Lord. Why are there so many Vargeists?
Because some people are believers in them. I remain skeptical with scouting. I think they're much better. So I didn't see that. Master of the Pass with this, I'm not super big on. That's with an all melee army, without run and charge, without retreat and charge. That's chancy. It'll score really well with scouting. 2-drop is pretty decent, especially for this. Terminus Clock is really funny. It can randomly swing matchups fully by just being incredibly annoying. Blood Knights, if you don't treat them right, do terrible, mean things to you. It's the same stuff we've been talking about with Vortri. If it is allowed to snowball, it will snowball hard.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll just move on. Pecho. We're back to Zinch. More mutants and mad things. How many spawns do they have? 1, 2. They have a Scarbrand.
Yeah, that's
I like
choice.
Let's put a big angry bloodthirster in our opponent's face with 3d6 charging. Yes.
Yeah.
I like
this hits substantially harder. It's only 2 spawn, but that's plenty usually. Restless and Wrathful with 3-drop. I don't know about Wrathful. Sometimes you're just not even going to get step 1 if you're not getting drop priority for Wrathful. Yeah, this is a really risky one. This is on occasion, this is going to do crazy amounts of damage and swing things more than people expect from Zinch, but I'm not.
It's too hard.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't hate it. I'll be very interested to see what Scarbrand does. Much. Oh, hey, what is this? Last year?
Slave, Be'lakor, Chosen, Chaos Lord. Why does this look like Daniel Patterson's list?
Yep, basically the same thing. This is a slaves list circa 14 months ago. It's got Intercept and Restless. It's still very good at its job.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to murder you. It's going to turn your key piece off. And if you got matched poorly, it will run you over.
Yeah. Be'lakor is still very good at what he does. I don't particularly think he's necessary in slaves anymore, but as long as the opponent has anything that he can deal with that obscuring doesn't mess with, he's going to do really good. Yeah, this just has everything you'd ever need to do well.
All right, Martin. He's got
Oh,
um,
giants.
um, um, with Kragnos, a War Stomper, and 2 Beast Smashers.
This is going to politely ask you to deploy monsters against him. Restless and Wrathful. This is a very bold list to bring to Worlds. I think it. I've never hidden my opinion on giants. I think it's bad. Even like this is about as good as you're going to see giants. There's a couple other versions of it that are decent. I think this is bad. I don't think it's going to do well. I don't think that it really has anything that it can be matched into where you can expect it to do super well, unless this guy's dice are just the best in the world.
At the end of the day, you just want to stand on circles. Vassal.
Yeah, and this is another of those that's going to stand on circles just much better.
Yeah. So many Blood Warriors.
Yep, a nice, cool 60 Blood Warriors and a reinforced Blood Reaver and some other crap to throw away. Wrathmongers for even more attacks on the Warriors.
Yeah,
A
so this.
Secretor for even more attacks. Oh my god.
So you kill their bad stuff, and you're like, okay, we've killed the bad stuff. Yeah, the bad stuff now is as good as the good stuff.
Yep, and it
Reavers,
powers up the good
Berserker,
stuff.
Immortals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a hard
With
list
bonus
to follow.
attacks, yeah. Now, what I
It's
will
a good
say I absolutely hate on this is his battle tactics. Scouting
one.
with a grinder army like this.
Mm,
No. Attuned on an army that does not have retreat and charge. On, I think maybe the Bloodstoker, he might only be run and charge. I think he at one point had retreat and charge, unless I'm entirely insane.
probably.
Bloodstoker. No, he's only run and charge. Um, an army that doesn't have retreat and charge with attuned, no. These battle tactics are going to severely hamper how well this can do.
All right, on to Ruslan. We got Seraphon with Croak and a bunch of Bastiodons.
Mm-hmm.
Carnosaur. Oh, I love
The
saying
Mega
Carnosaur.
Scourgeodon.
And Chargers. So he's got things that are stupid quick, and then he's got things that you just won't kill because they're 2-up save, and then Croak will blast you to death.
Yeah, like this. I've made little secret. I think Seraphon's a bad army, even in a teams format. Thunderquake's not the worst thing in the world with what he's brought. I don't think this is going to do great. I think there's better ways to play this exact kind of thing. Croak, I think, is 440 points of waste in an obscuring world, with as many ward shutoffs as are around.
I
So
almost think this isn't bad into Zinj, being able to stop their magic.
um, it's not
But
the worst.
but then you just kind of feed their fate.
You also just don't match Zinch into this if you have any
Yeah.
worries whatsoever about magic. And a lot of Zinch doesn't care because they're relying more on the Zangors. So, like,
All right,
I don't.
Daniel. Back to Stormcast.
Oh, hey, look! Not only did they bring a what do you call it, a slaves list that was AOS but a year ago, we've also got a Stormcast list but a year ago.
I was gonna say, yeah, this looks like our start of the edition
Mm-hmm.
Stormcast.
Lord
It's
Aquilor, is he even still a thing?
apparently.
Thought he got squatted. That's crazy. Let me go look. Lord. Oh, he did. Hold up.
Oh, he's legend.
He. No? Where is he?
Okay. Well, if Dylan's gonna struggle this much, I might as well pull up my app too.
It's entirely possible I'm illiterate.
Well, you're from the
Oh,
U.S.
nope, there he is. Okay. Yep. No, he's there. He's not a legend. Okay. I was just insane.
Oh, we knew this. We agreed on this.
Um, yeah, no, this will do exactly what it wants to do, pretty well. It's Paladors, we've all been dealing with them forever. It's Long Strikes, we've all been dealing with them forever. The Night Judicator's a nice little add-in. The Veritant's a nice little priest. Aquilor just kind of is there.
I'm kind of sad that they don't have Soulsworn, but you've got 10 Paladors or 12
Oh,
Paladors.
fascinating. I don't think he has the terrain either.
He doesn't have anything that can use it really, except for 3 units, really.
True.
At that point, you just use your prayer and, like, okay, buzz off.
Yeah, I mean, more mobility is always nice, but yeah, whatever. It's gonna do what it's gonna do.
It's going to murder people.
Oh, look at this. It's that list
Virginia.
again.
Is it just that list again?
It's a mix of the last few we've looked at.
I will say the Sylvaneth are at least nice. That it's like we're a little bit of this and that, and it's like we don't know what we're doing. We're all just put good stuff in, and you know what? It works. And
Yeah.
thank you for not having Twist Willed. I'm sick of seeing them.
Master
But
and
he still has
intercept, so
Scythes.
yeah.
Yeah, Scythes are going to murder. Alariel's going to murder. He's going to teleport.
hmm
Surprisingly, it's Master and Intercept.
Yeah, he's trying to be up in your face about stuff and pick
Yeah,
off. You use his superior mobility to pick off stuff.
yeah.
I don't hate it. It seems
Let's
good. I
be
think there's
real.
better Sylvaneth, but this is still good.
Yeah, let's be real. Charging Great Scythes isn't the worst thing. Like, there's
With
hurt
no
you.
fight first. Yeah, they don't have fight first in this one. So, well, other than the command, but
Yeah, you just gotta have CP.
oh boy, we're on the Canucks. One of my
Canada.
favorites to podium this year. Now they're being helmed by Fabian.
Michael Sabetti. Isn't he
Oh,
like
hey,
a
look,
Garden player?
he was, and now he's playing Gargants, but better and faster. It's the
Uh,
feck
it,
list.
it's the feck list that ruined your run.
This is
You had its
slightly
counter.
toned down because it has one less unit.
Woo!
It's
It's balanced now.
incredibly strong. Again, we see Intercept and Restless. He's not trying to play any kind of tricks on you. He's going to take, let's see, 5 Terror Goose and 2 Dragons, and he's going to shove them down your throat and DPS check you on usually the top of turn 1, or if you're remotely dangerous, he's going to look for the first double that he can. This is a disgusting list. If it's paired well, it will do horrible things to people.
All right. Mattias.
Yep.
Lumineth.
Oh, he's got
I don't know if I even
almost
want
the
to read this.
same. I think
We've got
it's basically the
Severed.
same as Tom Guan's list now, too. Okay.
No, this one's way different than Tom Guan's list.
Oh, there's this very specific thing that makes me think it's similar.
Well, it does have the Mask of the Deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
we're
this
so going
is
to have to do a tune-in next time so they can see Tom Guan's list because we're not getting to that today.
unlikely. This
I'm not
is
saying it that late.
again. We got Warhost. We got 5-drop. We've got all the stuff that you've been seeing.
Yeah. Can you explain what the Deceiver actually does? Because
So
I don't read.
he's wacky. I'm gonna read it because if I don't, I'm gonna miss one piece of him.
That's
Rules of
probably
renown, regiments. Okay, so the only thing in this ROR is the Changeling. He doesn't have any unique rules at all in the ROR. What he does instead, he's a little goofy wizard hero with Wizard 2, Ward 5, so he's
Those are
medium
good rolls.
durability. So any hero phase, bait and switch. This unit can use this ability if it is incognito. Incognito is how you deploy it. You must deploy it using this ability. He set up incognito. Friendly incognito units that are destroyed at the end of the 5th battle round and not at the start of the 4th. So you can keep him in deep strike as long as you feel like. and any other incognito unit. We'll get to that. So, you can use this ability if he is incognito. Pick this unit and a friendly infantry hero to be targets. Hey, you'll notice there's a lot of those in this list, aren't there?
Mm-hmm.
One target must be incognito, the other must be on the battlefield. Set up the incognito target wholly within 6 of the other target and not in combat. Then remove the other target, that infantry hero, from the battlefield and set it up in reserve incognito. If this unit's destroyed before removing it, set up a friendly incognito unit wholly within 6 of a battlefield edge and not in combat. He's a get out of jail free card. Probably for that Light of Eltharion.
Ew.
Yeah. Now, his spell is really funny. Pick a visible friendly unit wholly within 12. Until the start of your next turn, the target cannot use move abilities, but the target's melee weapons have anti-charge rend 1. So if there's something that they're gonna fucking charge, that you know they're gonna charge into, but you, I don't know, are Lumineth and have funny little teleporty things, have funny ways of being in or out of combat in other places, you just give it anti-charge rend. You make them really have to question where they're gonna commit. This is Lumineth at maximal tech.
My brain hurts.
Yep. The amount of movement and teleporting and just nonsense that is going to happen is just silly. It basically doubles Eltharion's efficiency.
Justin LaPointe. We got a Branch Witch, Revenants, Drycha, Warsong, more bugs, Scythes, Durthu. Oh crap, a lot of Dryads.
Mm-hmm. With Master and Wrathful. Wrathful, I think, again, is bad for this, especially with 4 drops. I don't hate this. Again, I think there's just better ways of playing Sylvaneth.
I mean, you're not killing the Dryads easily.
No, they're very good
really
at their job.
Yep. It's a good list. John. What is John playing? John's playing Nurgle with a lot of Box Wretches and a Harbinger.
With a whole lot of wounds.
This is what you said you wanted Nurgle to be in, like, the first list.
Yes.
It's a bunch
Yep,
of wounds,
this
a bunch
is...
of bodies, and it's the can you DPS check me off the board before you die to disease?
Yep. It's got Attuned and Wrathful. Wrathful's one of the few times I'm going to say Wrathful's a good one, is here, where you're providing a DPS check army that is also, with Attuned, going to go stand in the middle of the map. So the Wrathful Attuned combo means that, especially on 3-drop, your opponent has a really crappy choice to make. They either give you priority, if they, this doesn't win it outright, and you score 20 points to start the game, and then you have to deal with trying to mitigate the scoring for the rest of the game on this million wounds, or they take turn 1, and now, hey, look at that, Nurgle can get into the fight earlier and start spreading diseases, start doing nonsense to you. The only thing I don't like here is the subfaction is just, no. Get that out of here, get Taliband. Taliband increases what this is already trying to do and makes it better.
He's not Taliband?
No, he's the... I think that's the control score one. Just gonna double check myself.
I didn't know there was a... Yeah, there's... I didn't know there was a subfaction that wasn't called Taliband.
What is this? Plague Cyst? Yeah. So add 5 to the control scores of friendly non-hero Rotbringers, so all the infantry that's not, Plague Bearers. While they are wholly within 12 of any Nurgle demons, which is why we've got, hey, look at that, 2 Nurgle demons here. He's got the Carrion Dirge rather than what we usually see with the, the melee debuffs and all that stuff. That's I think once per game, or it might be every hero once per battle. Pick 3 enemy units within 18, -5 control score for the rest of the turn. And it's any hero phase. So this is, again, trying to win the control score game and just score really well no matter what you throw into it. Very little is going to table this.
All right. On to Fabian Barbus.
Fabian with the absolute best list name of everybody.
Probably the only person who's even going to have it even mentioned. Because fuck off, Fred. Who's Fred and what did he do? I feel bad for him.
Fred's a good
Um,
guy. He's just an easy target sometimes for goofy
oh my
Canadians.
god, you know who Fred is. Fred's not fake. Fred is
No,
real.
Fred's real. Fred Schmidt, yeah.
Oh, poor Fred.
Um,
Now I feel even worse for him because Dylan's making fun of him.
now Fred's a good guy. We got Intercept and Scouting. We got Zinch. Faded Blades. What the hell does that
That's
even
the extra
do?
attacks on charges of
Oh,
9.
that's why. Yep. So with
That's a good one.
a player like Fabian, you do not want to see a Zinch army. You particularly do not want to see a Zinch army with that Scourgy Ogroid Thaumaturge. You really don't want to see one with 40 Zangor and a whole lot of dude. 40 acolytes running around. You got 2 chaos spawns still. Curseling is amazing. And hey, look at that. He's so good. We brought 2 of them.
He
That's kind of insane he has 2. I thought that was
Fabian's
a unique
crazy and
hero.
doesn't have Pyros.
He just doesn't need it. Curseling
Yeah,
used to be unique. That's insane. He is not crazy.
Fabian's
Um,
gonna do bad things.
yeah, this is meant to score stupidly well, and with Fabian, it's going to score just obscenely. Devon, with what I think most Soulblight is going to start looking like. Um, Manfred, crazy, always good. 40 zombies. They're finally cheap enough to start making a good comeback. They're fantastic fodder for Manfred's redeployed nonsense. Plus, they come back, they make scouting happen. They just do all of the work. They're amazing. The coolest thing that they do, he's got 2 units of them. He's got a unit of reinforced death rattle. His necromancer, if you look at that, their command trait, a wastrel and a vagabond, all of those have 6-inch pile-ins and +2 to run
What?
on it. Yep, on stuff that he can make double fighting.
Fight twice and
So
have
he's
5
going
upwards
to
because there's a White King.
White King. So the only ones getting 5 upwards here are the Barrow Guard.
Yeah, those are them.
What the White King is doing is making those death rattle that you are not going to be paying attention to hit on 3s. Rad the Wolf is going to make them wound on 3s. He's going to make the White King is going to make those skeletons crit 2 hits, and he's going to chain fight them, and they're going to double fight, and they're going to be +1 attack from Manfred. They are going to be doing unbelievably disproportionate amounts of damage while also tying up half your freaking army. This is control, 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 and then when you have failed to chop your way through all of those guys, the True Blades and the Barrel Guard are going to come rocketing in and delete you. This is what Soulblight should be looking at right now. The only thing that I think he did wrong is he's got Death March. I think that's bad. I think he should be back on L, even when it's only impacting 4 units. You should just always have that instead.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was his list name agreeing with Fabian.
I mean, that's fine. Fabian is right.
Do you mean that?
I do because it's funny. Now,
Okay. Connor, we got to
so
keep rolling because there's too many lists.
um, so this is OBR. That I think is just this is not how you should be building OBR right now. There's 500 points of Harbinger. Now, Morghasts will absolutely punch things to death. They're good at that. That's not how OBR wins. You have scouting. You have attuned. Connor's done this. I think this exact list. I think on on Season of War, not too long ago. Very close to this list, actually. I think he moved a couple things around. It's strong. It's got so many more weaknesses than just the Death Rider thing. That's 500 points committed to units that are gonna die. They're 3d6 charge. It's so low a volume of attacks. They're so susceptible to certain debuffs that are floating around. This is not how I think OBR should be teched right now.
Carson Whitlock.
Yep, one of the
Uh,
absolute best in the world at playing ogres, and you'll
isn't
see
he
he's
like
done some
kind of the
minor.
guy who started us off on this train wreck
Yes.
of an army. It's his
The
fault that
last
we have to
two
deal with it.
times that that ogres, especially foot ogres, have been truly silly, he's led the way on that. You'll notice there's a couple little differences here. First off, there's only the Iron Blaster. He brought none of the little what you call them, the little Noblar scrap launchers. What that allows him to do, and reducing one of those Iron Guts to an unreinforced unit, is bring a nice, good, healthy 12 additional Gluttons. So that's an extra 48 wounds that you've got to deal with of dude who's throwing 2 damage attacks. With Restless and Intercept, you again see this is a fairly straightforward. It's 2-drop. You see the fairly straightforward ideas that are going on here. There's a deceptive amount of disruption with that Maulpath Menaces. This is just gross.
And now we're on to China.
Yep. So China's a growing community. A lot of their players, as we go through this, you're going to see some very not terribly Chinese-looking names. They poached a good few number of people. I think mostly French, mostly English and that like. However, they're growing. They're starting to do a lot more stuff. Their meta's really weird, so we're going to see some odd lists here.
Yeah. I think this might be China's first time going to Worlds.
I think so too, first or second.
Yeah, I don't remember last year. It's been a year. The biggest thing I remember is USA won. So
Yeah, they're gonna do it again.
they need to. I want to see it. I like
So
I
anybody
like
who
the USA.
watched last year, this looks kind of familiar. 5 chariots. Chariots are just pretty decent, especially with the Lord of Change being able to recycle. Um, what I like the most here is Scourgy Acolytes. They are slept on. They hit so comically above their weight. We've got a lot of good tech pieces in here. The obelisks or whatever, they're a nice little throwaway unit. I'm not so big on Master and Wrathful as a combo, but it's okay. It's Zinch. It's still going to score well.
Then we go on to Stormcast.
Yep. And hey, look at
Bastion.
that. This looks familiar, doesn't it?
This it's Soulscorn. It's all the good stuff. It's the good War Scrolls that Stormcast has
Mm-hmm.
that's running everywhere right now.
Yes.
It's going to score. You're not stopping it.
Yeah.
It's how much can you
Scouting.
stop reading?
Scouting's a choice. I don't think that it's terribly great. What it does for a 2-drop is it means that you're putting the timer on them. You're doing like we talked about earlier, where because of the speed those Paladors have, you're very often going to get a 20-point turn 1 and be in their grill. So it's a nice plan. I don't know that it's going to work all that great because it's a fairly obvious plan of what's trying to happen.
Martin is officially one of my favorite people. He is playing Cities. I love Cities.
He is, and it is
Um,
a classic. This looks real
it
familiar.
is a classic list. He's got his 20 cav, he's got his Talia, he's got the Marshall, and he's got
Got his 3
cannons.
cannons.
He's got 3
So
cannons.
one last ride of this being a really durable way to play before this turns
And he's
into
got
a
Callus and Toll.
very punchy way to play. And he's got Callus and Toll, yeah. Um, I like it. That Battle Mage actually makes a ton of difference here, having Forbidden Power and having reliable bridges. This will be the last time Cities gets to do the really funny, Deep Strike at 9 or reset at 9 and then move 3. The only thing that I wish this had instead of some of his other choices is a foot marshal. What you call him, the little runner token dude. He opens up a whole lot of playmaking. We also don't have any. Well, that's probably a mistake. We don't have any command trait or item listed for anybody.
You got Draw
Oh,
Steel and Sacred Tome.
there it is. Derp, I missed the
So
freaking calf
becomes a
marshal.
priest.
Um,
I believe extra attacks on the
yeah,
charge.
yeah, it's
So he can order for
okay.
extra attacks. He can get extra attacks. Let's be real.
I like that a lot better
I
with
love this
the
list,
soggy calf.
but the new city stuff is just gonna blow this out of the water. It's one last bra.
Yeah, I would like this a lot better without those enhancements, but he's out of points, so he had to make cuts, in various places.
I would like this list better if the steel helms were with the battle mage. But okay, it's fine. I just don't like having things with my calicental because I don't like showing extra stuff. All right, Blades of Corn. It's that bloodletter spam again.
It's
That's
80
all.
of them this time, yeah. With a
Jesus.
Bloodthirster, with a Bloodmaster Herald, with Scourgy, very disruptive Blood Crushers, and a Skull Taker who's going to make your little heroes very scared. Restless and Scouting. Scouting's a weird one for this. I don't like that choice. But it's fine. It's still 204 wounds that you see he helpfully put up there for you. And it's a lie. There's going to be more wounds added back to this as time goes on.
Yeah. We got Lumineth again. The Light.
Ooh, the Wardens this
Sentinels.
time. Okay.
Wardens. Lots of Wardens.
Yeah.
Dawn Riders. It's same old kind of
So,
at this point. But they'll
not
take the punch when
particularly
you have to.
this. So it's only 30 Wardens. I would like this a little better if those Sentinels were just more Wardens and, turn the remaining points into something else. However, this is an answer to Doc. This is an answer to anything at all that cares about crits. Because those Wardens just say no. There's a lot of ways that this can really surprise some stuff, and it's just a good classic looking list. We get Master and Wrathful again. I'm not a big fan of that, but with Eltharion, he kind of opens it up as a game plan.
All right, Lewis. We got Bellicor.
Oh, it's the one drop. Okay, so I was wrong.
That it's chosen. It's Knight. It's Eternus and Theridons. Holy crap! Is this thing gonna hit you hard?
Yeah. There's a couple problems I see with it just off the bat. Bellicor as a one drop is nice. I don't like it with Wrathful. Well, actually, on second thought, you just choose to go first, score your points, get the Wrathful step 1 out of the way, get 15 points, and then force them to W. Yeah, I can see it. You got Eternus for a little bit of recursion. You kind of don't want this to get up in the grill before multiple units have really picked up their bonuses, though. I don't know. There's a couple. It's more of that it's giving you options, but this is also kind of working against itself in some places.
It's gonna hit really hard though.
Ridiculously hard, yes.
I'm still stuck on. It's gonna hit you hard. James, hey, this is like the OBR list you were talking about at the very beginning.
Sort of. He's doing one weird thing. Well, a couple weird things here. So we got 25 Death Riders. That's a good number. We like this number. With Imperius, with the Liege, we're going to just dump Mortal Wounds and then score for free, and you're not going to do anything about it. He's got Vok for decent double turn protection. He's okay at that. Xantos makes that 10 brick of Death Riders into an actual hammer. However, I don't like him quite as much as a catapult for the other trick he's bringing, the Fight Last trick. I see 220 points of wasted Mortet Guard that could have been a lot of other things. Hekatos here, I don't think is the way to play this. It's still OBR. It's still going to do well as long as he doesn't just throw stuff away.
All right, so on to Matt. We got Kragnos. Some pigs. What is this?
Good old Zogrog. So this is, again, Restless and Intercept. We can kind of see the idea of going here.
Go hit hard.
Yeah, the Gore Grunters and those weird brutes, they're going to go run around and just be annoying. And they're going to score a little bit. And when you move up to deal with them, the entire Iron Jar's army is going to crash into you and just punch you real good and see how it works. That Tusk boss has all of the goodies. He's occasionally just going to delete things all by himself. 20 brutes is just truly a silly thing. The only thing I don't like is there's no priest, I don't think. Because a Weird Knob's a
Is
wizard.
Zogrok, but not. What's
No,
Zogrok?
Zogrog. He is the guy who hands out, I think, Crit Mortal. It's been a minute since I saw good old iron jars. Iron Jaw, Zog, Zoggy
Can
Rog.
you kill the bodies before they hit you? Denmark! We're moving on.
Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, he gives Crit Mortal. Well, gross. Okay, so Denmark's another of the front runner teams. That whole
Yeah,
Scandinavian region, extremely good.
yeah. They won it 2 years in a row just recently.
I don't
Very
remember if it
strong
was
team.
the I don't remember if it was the Danes. One of them was undefeated for years until America was the very first team to ever beat them in an individual team game, and then I think they were the front runners last year right until France and America were up for the final.
So,
Mark's doing Doc. It's with normal Crethusa, which I like a lot better than Scourgy right now. We got that Hag Queen again with Shadow Blooded. That's the redeploy one, so a lot nicer. 2 units of Blood Sisters. I like that good. I'm not such a big fan of having that many snakes without either Cauldron. Doomfire Warlocks, I think, are a waste. I don't think you need them. Sisters of Slaughter, I've already talked about. This is still very good with Master and Restless. Those are two of, if not the best, battle tactic paths. So this is something, again, that just is planned to score really well.
all right, so on to Alexander. We're Cruel Boys.
Our one and only Cruel Boys.
It's a bunch of monster kills.
Yep, this looks like a Cruel Boy list. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
5 monster killers,
Yes.
a Sloggoth,
So
40 guts.
That Suns list we saw earlier. Don't match into this guy. You'll have a bad time.
Yeah. What this wants to see is all of those Terrorgeists. I think they were kind of expecting a little more Monster Mash. The old Soul Blight list that have been doing really well for a while. This is still, it's got Attuned and Wrathful. So again, it's trying to just score 20 points turn one and say, come at me. It's Cruel Boys. It has a lot of tricks to make it really not fun for you when you come at them. I don't think it's as good as it used to be, but it's still a million wins. If played well and paired well, or even semi-okay, this is going to do crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Iron Jaws. Oh, we're not on the next one. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. I didn't even realize that I pressed the mute button.
No worries. Right, so...
Okay. Lists.
Moving on to Rasmus.
Did we just go from... Yeah, we just went from one orc to another orc.
Yep, Cruel Boys to Iron Jaws.
It's a whole bunch
Kragnos,
of
Brutes, Brute Ragers, Gougers, a lot of pigs. Zogrok again. Yeah. Intercept and Restless. We're trying to punch you in the face real good. We got the speed that we don't have to deploy up on the line either. We can make you come at us. Yeah. All the good stuff.
Rasmus. Again. Did we just have two
Rasmuses? Yeah. Hey, look, it's that ogre list. except even more Iron Guts.
Oh my goodness.
Two scrap
Yeah,
launches
we're
again, Iron Blaster. Yeah.
Sylvaneth.
The only thing he did take that I'm real interested in is the Touched by the Everwinter. So he's got a prayer here, but the prayers are kind of worse than the spells. It's interesting. It also means that he couldn't have a third reinforced Iron Gut unit because he took that. Odd. Okay, well, whatever.
Oh, water.
All right, so Martin's one of the better players in the world, if
And
this is the Martin
my
I'm remembering.
and my god, that is a shit ton of spite revenants.
Yep.
Oh.
So he wants you to kill yourself when you punch him. He's
Um,
gonna. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
he's
This is vile.
so you're gonna kill these revenants very easily,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna spend a CP and he's gonna bring them back, and then you're gonna find Durthu and he's gonna kill you. Those great swords are going to kill you, and those revenants that you think, oh, they're just 10 revenants, they're not scary. No, they're crit mortals. They will kill you because they got 3 attacks.
Yeah, and they're the
Oh,
ones who
he's a
do mortals on the back end too, right? When you kill them, is that the right guys?
no, that's only. Oh no, wait, he has the Grove Guardian. So you're going to kill his stuff, and then they're going to bleed on you.
Ugh. With a war song there to turn your
I
wards down too. Ugh.
Yeah,
Hate this.
and he's going to give this guy's a 5-up ward.
Yeah. So you remember earlier when I said that they think there's better ways to play Sylvaneth? This is
Yep,
that way.
I've got 30 Spy Revenants in my cabinet, and I've looked at it. It's uh,
Oh, hey,
Christoph,
look. OBR the way it's supposed to be.
a whole bunch of
Well, mostly
horsies.
the way. We got 6 horse. I think it's slightly too much, but it's still very good, obviously. We got all the other good stuff. We got 1 cohort. We got 1 reapers. We got a stalker there to just splash some mortals into a horde. Be another thing to proc Imperious Will. Xantos and a crawler with an Os effector. He's trying to get fights last around so that the Death Riders really can use their sweet little zip out of here. With attuned and scouting, he's doing just nonsense, and he's going to score 1,000,000 points. Um, 1 cast in OBR. I hate that. I hate that a lot. Everything else I like a lot.
Rune.
Rune,
So,
stupid good player. Christopher, the last one we looked at, also crazy good, obviously. This whole
so
team is just
if I'm
stacked.
right, he was the captain for them the 2 years they won back to back,
If I
and then I don't
remember
think
right,
he.
yes, but I think he was he was also running
And I,
Worlds for a good while.
yeah, and I don't think he played last year.
I don't think he did. I could be entirely misremembering everything. But this
Me too.
Lumineth list
But
should look fairly familiar.
and he also is an insane Lumineth player.
Yeah.
So we've talked about a bunch of Lumineth lists.
This
It's
looks real familiar.
it looks real familiar, and we're gonna move on because there's still more lists to look at, and
Yeah.
there's 25 people that took Casper. Oh, I see a
Casper,
dragon. I see a red dragon.
big
Casper,
guy.
you are now one of my
Yeah.
favorite players.
He should be already. He won World Singles, the WCW. Not this year, year before. And he did it with Stormcast. Really, really good player. Scouting is again
Oh,
kind of bold with this many units and with only 1 prayer. Um, Vanquishers are good. They're criminally underrated for their price. Karzai, I think, is starting to get finally cheap enough that he's back on the table. With Scouting
on
and
that note,
Wrathful, very strange.
he's complaining that he didn't magnetize the head. Um, the key to that is you just buy the dragon twice. I have the dragon twice. I hate money. Just buy him twice.
Paladors, yeah. I mean, he's a good
Oh
enough
my
player.
god!
This
How
is
many
just going to do
vanquished
what it
people?
wants. 20.
Yeah. Yep. Those vanquishers hit anything with 10 guys. You're losing that
Mm-hmm.
unit most likely because they're 2
Yeah.
damage into you. I
Yep.
like this list. I
This
like this
is
list a
oh,
lot. This
it's a good
is,
one. I dig it. Scouting with
yeah.
Raffles a little bold.
So,
He's setting up a specific problem set, and hoping that they
because,
can't deal with it.
yeah. This guy, that Karazai, he's close, I think, in efficiency to what the Star Strike guys are going to do, damage wise and stuff. I
It
think,
depends on the target.
yeah, I think they're almost the same at this point.
They're pretty
Like,
close, yeah.
he's just a big. He, my brain stopped. He's basically half at this point. How
Do
many
we
of
want
these
to
have we
cover
gone through
England
today?
and if we hit
Cover England
England,
and
yeah,
call
England
it a
should be the
night.
last one today. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone who has listened to us this long ramble, you're awesome.
So
England,
England's
second.
another probably not front runner, but definitely they're going to place top 10 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Um,
True Blades, Blood Knights, Vordry. Oh my god, that's a lot of True Blades.
that's only 4 units.
There's more than 2. It's a lot. It's your fault that they got
Um,
points.
it ain't my fault. um, Scouting with 7 non-returning units. I don't hate that entirely with Vargeist. You have to keep the Vargeist alive. Scourge Sakar is very disruptive. Again, if the opponent doesn't really stick to obscuring, she can disrupt the hell out of things. The Van Gogh Vordry tag team will do some unholy work to people. Uh, it's a very straightforward list. It's going to do what it wants to. It's probably going to make you fight last a lot of the time. Wrathful, I'm not a fan of, but otherwise it's fine. Some of these teams, some matchups, critiquing the battle tactic choice on, they a lot of the time aren't going to have a choice on that.
Yep, because the worlds, you're only allowed to take them twice each or 3 times each.
I think it's 3 times each for each team.
Yeah. So not
So
a lot of.
there's some people that are just going to have it, and that alters the way they're having to play.
Yep. So Alex Bruce, it's Lumineth. They've got the hero, the other hero, the Riverblades, the hero,
The Callus and Toll.
and Callus and Toll. It's the hero hammer list that we saw at the beginning.
Yep, it's gonna do what it's gonna do.
And we're going to move on to Tom Marshall. Geese.
Hey,
There's
look, it's that list.
gooses and geese. It's that list.
With a twist. This is one of the versions of it that has spun up since the last round of Points Nurse attempted to kill it and, failed miserably, as you can tell. Yushorin.
Yeah.
I don't hate him in this kind of a build with Monster Mash. I don't think he's necessarily ideal, but he's relative. As you can see there, he's basically a Terror Goose King. He just adds some different tools to him. The Vargulfs is where I'm gonna just put my foot down and be like, absolutely not. There are many, many other choices in this army instead of 200 points on crappy Vargulfs.
All right. On to the next. Max. It's the
60 rot swords.
Max, you're a bad person. I like it.
This is fantastic. So
I
this rot
don't
swords
want to play against.
so
Yeah.
silly.
Don't church the rot swords.
Attuned and
They're
wrathful
fine.
again.
Yeah, there's 60 rot swords though. Oh my god.
He's
Um,
he's banking on at least one decent run, turn one, to score 20 points, and just stand there and tell you to come at him. This is again. We've got Plague Cyst, so he's trying to do a similar thing to Josh. He's just doing it with rot swords instead of the MSU little what you calls them, the little dudes. There's no fight last tech going on here. There's very little tech here. This is stand here, punch me in the face, and we're gonna grind, and you're gonna be miserable.
Freddy, Seraphon. He's got Slong, Proxigor, Sunblood, and Source Warriors.
And here we see an answer to that exact Nurgle problem that they are presenting with Max's list right before here. Because one of the few things that have the damage potential to punch through those rot swords is Croxagore. I don't remember if these are even the anti-melee version.
I think
Once
they
again,
are.
I think that Seraphon's just bad. This is cute. This is gonna do an
This
obscene
is the
amount of
list
damage if it's ever allowed to punch.
that, and like you said, you need an answer for Nurgle or something. There you go. They have their answer.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a bad
It's
answer.
it's
I
also
think the
not.
army is bad, but
It's also just not bad defending on a half and half map. Like
on
they
those
get
maps, yes,
-1 rend. Yeah, any
they
map that's
reduce
half.
rend. Yeah,
Yeah, minus rend.
it's
You've
the only
got the
place that Seraphon is
damage.
playable. Yeah,
It has its place, and it's on its place. It's going to be good.
yeah. These are the anti-infantry guys. So they're rend 2, damage 2 or 3 into everything. And into those rot swords, they're going to be damage 3 and 4. Um, so yeah, they brought a Nurgle list and they brought an answer to a Nurgle list. I don't know that this necessarily answers it perfectly, but it's going to do well.
All right, Richie. We got Alariel, a war song, Drycha, Spite Revs, Belthanos, first Belthanos, and he brought the twist wield.
40 twist wield, yeah.
Two war songs.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess he just wants to spread the buffs, cast better. That's an odd choice. I think there's other better things you could have spent those points on, but it's not like a
It's
war
still
song
a
is bad.
priest. You don't have to get the new one. It's not bad. It's another way to
Yeah,
spread out the war debuff. It makes sense. It's good.
I think I kind of would have preferred any other infantry unit since we're bringing scouting, but whatever.
Dan
Um,
Bradshaw. Oh look, it's
so
Marathi Kane. It's the snakes. It's the Canary.
yeah, all the
It's the
stuff.
thing.
The heart
All
renders.
the,
I think if you're only going to bring one Canary, you should bring the life takers. 10 out of 10 times. Heart renders are cute. Attuned. No. 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 On the right maps, this is great because you have the Shadow Stalkers, you have the Heart Renders. You can get attuned almost for free for step 1. Step 2 is where you have huge problems. And if you're doing it that way and things go wrong, hey, Scouting Force starts getting out of the realm of possibility. Particularly because the Hag Queen has murderous duelists, so we don't even have perfectly reliable what you calls them redeploys. Murderous duelist is we haven't talked about this yet. It forces a hero to fight the Hag Queen. You'll notice that Hag Queen is holding the all important Witch Brew. This thing should never be in combat, and you for sure do not want something taunting to attack this thing. You're going to get your anointed murdered, which means that you're going to get a ritual point. But this is no, 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 no,
no,
no,
not that one.
no,
All right.
not the one holding Witch Brew.
On to. I already forgot his name. I scrolled past it. Benjamin. Playing Stormcast. He's
Hey,
got
look, it's
Karazai.
another car's eye. Hell yeah. With Desolators.
Yep.
That's fascinating.
Desolators. Is that the one that's like just decent, like the decent version of them, or is it the concussors that are good? One of them's like
Concussors are
damage
pretty
three
decent.
against big groups.
Concussors are what do you call them? The crit mortal guys. Desolators are
Plus damage to
anti
big groups.
infantry, bonus damage against big groups. Yeah.
Yeah, that unit is insane. Like that,
Uh,
it will do more damage than you would ever think.
sure, but I don't
It's
know.
also
With
cheap.
Intercept and Restless, this is pretty straightforward. We've got Soulsworn doing
Yeah.
the majority of our heavy lifting. 3 units of them's a little bit much.
Ooh, no,
We
he's
brought a
got
lot of
storm.
damage. He does because they're just fantastic and criminally slept on.
Yep, it's a
Uh,
good list.
uh, I don't know. I don't know about that
You
one.
gotta remember there was a young teenager who took Desolators and just had his way with a GT recently. Kid was
Yeah,
insane.
no. I remain unconvinced of them.
Well, that's because you have bad hot takes. How
We've
many?
hit
So,
9
so
of the
let me ask you
team.
this: how many of these lists have we
No.
seen that is just brick upon brick upon brick?
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing.
it's going to answer some things, but when I see that your idea is Karzai and Desolators go murder my big bricks, I just don't give you those. I'm not going to pair
Yeah.
those. They're doing a good job of giving two things with that, but that Seraphon is so volatile on some maps. The pairings could go real sideways for him.
Yeah. All right. So
Also, I miscounted. We've done 8 teams with England, so if we
we
wanted
gotta do
to, we could
Finland.
push through Finland. Okay.
We'll push through Finland because let's be real, LRL is going to be the same. Sylvanef's going to be about the same. I'm assuming they have those.
Hmm.
Finland. Tomas.
Another first prince. Yeah.
Ooh, bloodletter spam. We kind of, I think it's the exact same list. Um,
It is in fact the exact same list. It's going to
moving
do
along.
everything we talked about already.
You know, ogres. It's
With 4
kind of the
trap
same.
launchers? What the hell? And a frost lord. 1 iron gut
So
brick,
it's
1 glutton brick, a butcher, no slaughtermaster. What the hell? This is odd.
I yep. It's kind of like the other ones, but it's kind of weird because it has other things. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
hmm.
if Blitzens and Iron Guts get in, they're going to murder you.
They will. He's using the scrap launchers as screens. That's
Interesting.
huh. I will be
Um,
very, very interested to see how that does. That's an interesting one.
you can say his name. I give up.
Pietari Jukarinen. Sure. Something like that. Um,
Forgive us for
hey,
we're
look,
from
it's
America. It's
it's take
Sylvaneth
every cool
with
hero.
will. Yep. He does have
Yeah,
Beltanos,
it's a lot of the same
who
stuff
is
we've been
about the
talking about.
only guy
Um,
who has Strike and Fade.
yeah, Belthanos is weirdly like a tech piece in this list. Um,
I like it.
huh.
Take the good
Finland
heroes,
does some
take the
weird
twisted.
stuff. Oh my god,
Ben,
this
Bacchanal of Blood, Vordry, Necromancer, lots of skeletons, Guard.
this is real similar to something I've been playing around with a lot lately too. Um, he didn't have enough points for another Blood Knight, so he has 5 little Barrow Knights who are going to be just
Perfect.
obscenely annoying. They're not going to have their good ward, but if you accidentally leave that on like 1 health, it's just going to stand back up and do some nuisancing. Good little grinder kind of an army.
Asa. Is this our first
One of the
Deepkin list?
good Deepkins, yeah. Deepkin, I would have expected to see a few more. This is not what I would like to see from Deepkin. I think
That,
that Deepkin plays best when it's playing a scouting army, when it's not trying to fight you ever, and when it just pretends to be Soulblight. This is playing intercept with scouting, so it's trying to fight you in certain places. It's got the speed to make those fights happen on its own terms into a lot of stuff, but it's so squishy and so debuff. What you call them? Susceptible. Um,
fragile.
it kind of. It does have a decent amount of wounds per unit, and with 4 wounds, they're what you calls them. Their power throughs are pretty good, so they're going to control a lot of stuff. But ugh, this can go real bad in some places.
All right. On
Deep
to Hana.
connection. What the hell is that? Mm-hmm.
Kairos. Spawn of Zinches. Zangors. Thermitage and more Zangors.
Scourgy Thaumaturge, yeah. Um, Good chunk of
Normal
acolytes.
acting.
Slightly
It's
less
kind of
firepower because we've got Kairos, but between Master and Scouting, we're going to score real well. He's a little light on dude for Scouting than I would prefer, but not very light. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
They
control
got
army that's
the
going to pick unfair fights.
uh, Jane. Um, Back to Nurgle. Lots of 60 rot swords. Oh my god, 60 rot swords.
Yep.
Um,
uh, we got Taliban here. Good. Okay, so Taliban with Wrathful Attuned. This is
yep,
what
they're
you
gonna
want Nurgle to look like.
move forward, sit in the middle, score your points.
Mm-hmm. Two Rotbringer sorcerers is. I'd rather other stuff there, but no, this is solid. Very, very solid. With two
Uh,
Lord of Plagues, too. That's disgusting. And two.
Lumineth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
Uh, Teclis. That's a new one. Stone Guard,
Yeah,
Sentinel, or
he's a
Warden.
nuisance.
So we're a little more magic heavy and just brutal because we're going to cast spells for free.
So this is real
But we
similar
still
to
have a
what
lot.
one of the locals around here has been running. Instead of those Stone Guard, he's got another 20 Wardens. Um, and then I think Ilania and Elithor turned into just some other random support stuff. So this is real similar to something kind of popular out here. Um, I think that the sub faction's wrong. I think the Stone Guard shouldn't be here. I think that they're better as wardens. And with those points, you can open up a couple other options. I, like I said earlier, I think there's other ways to play Sylvaneth. I think there's other better ways to play Lumineth. This is not bad. It's still Lumineth. It still has strong rules. Teclis is very, very strong for one reason, and it's that he pushes the super rune turn up one. So your army dials way up a turn early, but ugh,
He is expensive.
very susceptible to bad stuff happening to it early.
Like scrap launcher shooting the crap out of him.
I mean, scrap launchers aren't going to scare the crap out of him. It's more any of those super speedy armies, if they're able to get into you and, bad touch a lot of this stuff before you can really rack it up. Yeah, this is going to be rough. I don't know. If he's playing his rules correctly on everything, then maybe, but I don't know. Not a believer.
All right. So we are about 2 hours right now. Holy cow. And we're a third of the way done. Um, we're going to end it there. We'll come out with another one because we're gluttons for punishment. And anything you want to add?
No, happy to do all these. These are just a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd. I can talk about this all day.
It's just we're 2 hours into lists and we're a third of the way done.
Yep.
And
Plenty more content for
while we
later.
can talk about this all day, we're not going to because I think my wife will kill me.
Reasonable.
So, all right, everyone, good night. We'll do this again. We'll just continue plugging away. If it's like, yeah, we went over this one, it's because they're about the same, which we probably would be on another half hour if we took the time to keep talking. All right, have a good one.
Bye.